Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, nous allons parler de chapitre 9, grammaire 1, les genres de films. So in this grammar section, we'll be learning to use the relative pronouns qui, que, and dont. And next class, we'll take a look at present participles. So I've got a link to another video as an explanation in case this one is not as helpful as you would like. I will post that in addition to this on my website. You're not required to watch it, but if you want some further clarification, I will post it as well. So, the pronouns qui, que, and dont. So we use clauses that begin with qui or que, that, which, who, or whom, to describe something or someone you've already mentioned. So for example, le livre qui est sur mon bureau est un roman policier. The book which is on my desk is a detective novel. So the book is the item that has already been mentioned, which is on my desk. Also, j'ai vu un nouveau film que j'ai beaucoup aimé. I saw a new film that I liked a lot. So the new film is the thing that has already been mentioned. So qui, which means that, which, or who, is the subject of a clause and is followed by a verb. So I know that doesn't make a lot of sense yet, so just look at the progression of the sentence. So for example, c'est un film, it's a movie, so the movie is the subject of the sentence, that is based on a true story. So there's the subject, your qui, and then it's followed by a verb, a conjugated verb. So if you had c'est un film blank est basé, the fact that it's followed by a verb indicates that you need to use qui. So moving on, que, which can mean that, which, or whom, is the object of the clause, and it is followed by a subject and verb. So for example, let me pull up my little underline tool. So, c'est un film qu'on joue au cinéma Rex. It's a film that is playing at the Rex. So in this case, your que is followed by a subject, on, and a verb. Okay. So another example, if the passé composé uses que, the past participle will agree with the noun that que represents. So la pièce de théâtre qu'on a vu hier était amusant. So your que in this case represents la pièce de théâtre. So since la pièce de théâtre is feminine, our verb has to agree with that. So we add an E. So la pièce de théâtre qu'on a vue hier était amusant. Bien. Now finally, it starts getting a little more confusing with dont. So the relative pronoun dont, that, whom, or whose, replaces a prepositional phrase that starts with de. So some different de phrases that we've already learned are parler de, to talk about, avoir besoin de, to have need of, avoir envie de, to need, avoir peur de, to be afraid of. So these are all different de phrases that will signal the use of a dont phrase. So for example, c'est un film. Tout le monde parle de ce film. So parler de is the de phrase that's going to signal the use of dans. So it's a film. Everyone talks about the film. So c'est un film dont tout le monde parle. Now I know that's a little confusing, so I want to do an example together. Let me see if, yes. Okay, so let's take a look. C'est un film étranger. J'ai vu avec des amis. So if we have our blank, behind the blank I have a subject and a verb. First thing you're going to do every time you get a new sentence is you're going to look and see if you have a de phrase. Is there anything in the sentence that looks like it should have a de? No. So when you have a subject and a verb after the phrase, it's going to be which verb? Que. Bien. Le film blank, Je parle, est un film de science-fiction. So first thing you want to look at, is there a de phrase? Le film Je parle est un film de science-fiction. Bien. Parle de is a de phrase. So in this instance, we're going to use dans. Let's go ahead and add our que up here. Good. Alright. Next phrase. J'aime beaucoup l'acteur blank joue dans ce film comique. So if we look at our phrase, behind the blank, we have a verb. So which one of the three do we use? Well, first of all, is there a de phrase? J'aime beaucoup l'acteur joue dans ce film comique. No, there's no de phrase. So which one do we use with just a subject? Qui or que? Qui, correct. Bien. C'est une adaptation d'un roman blank j'ai lu en cours. So when we look at the phrase, is there a de phrase? C'est une adaptation d'un roman blank j'ai lu en cours. No, no de phrase. So we have a subject and a verb following our blank. So which of the two remaining will we use? Bien. Que. C'est une adaptation d'un roman que j'ai lu en cours. Eh bien, the last one is a little bit more confusing, so we're just going to skip it for now. Alright, well that is all I need you to deal with for now. I hope the examples gave you a little bit more clarification. If not, there's a second video that you can watch, and we will discuss this more at the beginning of next class, so be prepared to work on a learning map together. Alright, so for tonight, bonne nuit.